Discovery and First Contact. The setting sun painted the sky in hues of orange and purple as Mira carefully picked her way through the dense undergrowth. At 14, she was small for her age, but what she lacked in size, she made up for in determination and curiosity. Her dark hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail, and her clothes were worn and patched, the uniform of a scavenger in the post-collapse world. Mira's eyes darted from shadow to shadow, always alert for danger. The wilds were no place for the unprepared. But today, something felt different. A tingle of excitement ran down her spine, a feeling she'd learned to trust over years of scavenging. As she crested a small hill, Mira froze. There, half buried in the earth and wrapped in vines, was something she'd never seen before. It was massive, easily the size of the entire scavenger camp, and definitely not of human origin. Its sleek lines and strange, iridescent surface spoke of technology far beyond anything left behind after the collapse. "No way," Mira whispered, her heart pounding. She'd heard stories, of course. Everyone had. Tales of the ones who came before, of ships that sailed between stars. But those were just stories, weren't they? Cautiously, she approached the structure. As she got closer, she could see that parts of it were damaged, with gaping holes in its hull. Whatever this thing was, it had been here for a very long time. Mira's hand trembled as she reached out to touch the surface. It was cool and smooth, unlike any material she'd ever felt. As her fingers made contact, a shock ran through her body, and she jerked back with a yelp. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a low hum that Mira felt in her bones, lines of soft blue light began to trace across the ship's surface. They pulsed gently, like a heartbeat awakening after a long slumber. "Oh no," Mira muttered, backing away. "Oh no, no. What did I do?" Before she could retreat further, a section of the hull seamlessly slid open, revealing a dark interior. Mira knew she should run, should go back to the camp, and tell the elders what she'd found. But that familiar tingle of excitement was back, stronger than ever. Taking a deep breath, Mira pulled a glow stick from her pack, cracked it, and stepped into the alien ship. The interior was a maze of strange, curved corridors. The blue lines of light followed her, providing just enough illumination to navigate by. Mira moved slowly, her senses on high alert. The air inside was stale but breathable, and a faint hum permeated everything, growing stronger as she moved deeper into the ship. Finally, she emerged into what could only be the control room. Banks of dark panels lined the walls, and in the center stood a raised platform with a single, chair-like structure. As Mira approached the chair, the hum increased to a pitch that made her teeth ache. Suddenly, the panels around the room flickered to life, filling the space with a soft, ambient glow. A voice spoke, causing Mira to jump and spin around, searching for its source. It was unlike anything she'd ever heard, neither male nor female, with a strange, melodic quality that seemed to resonate in her chest. "Greetings, young one," the voice said in perfect, unaccented English. "I am Zephyr, the artificial intelligence of this vessel. It has been a very long time since I last awoke." Mira's mouth worked silently for a moment before she found her voice. You can speak my language." There was a pause, and Mira got the distinct impression that the AI was amused. "I can speak all languages, young one. I have had a very long time to learn." Mira's mind raced with questions. "What are you? Where did you come from? How long have you been here?" "Patience," Zephyr replied. "All will be explained in time. But first, I must ask, what year is it, by your reckoning?" Mira told him, and there was a long silence. "I see," Zephyr finally said, and there was a weight to those two words that made Mira shiver. "It has been far longer than I anticipated. Tell me, young one, what do you know of those who came before? Of the beings you might call aliens?" Mira shrugged. "Just stories. Legends, really. No one really believes in them anymore, not since the collapse." "Ah," Zephyr said. Then there is much to tell you. This ship and I are not of your world, Mira. We came from far beyond your stars, sent by a race long since passed into memory. Our purpose was to watch, to learn, and if necessary, to help. The implications of what Zephyr was saying began to sink in, and Mira felt her knees go weak. She sank to the floor, her mind reeling. But, she managed, if you were sent to help, where were you during the collapse? Why didn't you stop it? There was genuine regret in Zephyr's voice as he responded. I was damaged, young Mira. An impact, perhaps an asteroid, struck us as we orbited your world. My systems were forced into a deep hibernation to repair. I have slept for centuries, it seems, while your world changed around me. Mira sat in silence for a long moment, processing this information. Finally, she looked up at the glowing panels surrounding her. So what happens now? Now, Zephyr said, and Mira could have sworn she heard a smile in that ageless voice. Now we have much work to do. Your touch has awakened me, Mira, and in doing so, you have set in motion events long foretold. The galaxy is a vast and often dangerous place, and your world will need to be ready. Mira swallowed hard, suddenly feeling the weight of responsibility settling on her young shoulders. Ready for what? Zephyr's response sent a chill down her spine. For what comes next, young one. For what always comes next when a new race takes its first steps among the stars. Change, challenge, and choice. The choice that will determine the fate of your entire species. As if on cue, a massive holographic display flickered to life in the center of the room, showing a three-dimensional map of the galaxy. Countless stars and systems were laid out before Mira's astonished eyes. Welcome, Zephyr said, to your first lesson in galactic history. Pay attention, Mira of Earth. The future of your world may very well depend on what you learn here. And with that, Mira's ordinary life as a scavenger came to an end, and her extraordinary journey as humanity's unlikely ambassador to the stars began. Learning and preparation. Days turned into weeks as Mira split her time between the scavenger camp and the alien ship. She made excuses about exploring new territories, always careful to cover her tracks. The fewer people who knew about Zephyr and the ship, the better, at least until she understood more about what she was dealing with. Each visit to the ship brought new wonders and challenges. Zephyr was a patient teacher, but the sheer volume of information was overwhelming. Mira learned about the architects, the long-extinct race that had built Zephyr and sent him to watch over developing worlds like Earth. She learned about the galactic community, vast and diverse, filled with wonders and dangers beyond her wildest dreams. But why me? Mira asked one day, frustration evident in her voice. She was elbow-deep in an access panel, following Zephyr's instructions to repair a damaged power coupling. I'm just a kid, a scavenger. Surely there are smarter people, more important people who should be doing this. Zephyr's voice was gentle when he replied. Importance is not determined by age or status, Mira. The architects believed in potential, in the spark that exists in all sentient beings. You have that spark. More than that, you have courage and curiosity. Rare qualities that will serve you well in the challenges to come. Mira grunted, not entirely convinced, as she finally connected the coupling. A surge of energy pulsed through the ship, and more systems flickered to life. Well done, Zephyr said, genuine pride in his voice. You're learning faster than any human I've encountered in my databanks. Mira couldn't help but smile at the praise. Despite her doubts, she was starting to enjoy these sessions with Zephyr. The AI had a dry sense of humor that often caught her off guard, and his vast knowledge was endlessly fascinating. As the days passed, Mira found herself changing. Her mind felt sharper, quicker to grasp complex concepts. Her hands, once clumsy with the alien technology, now moved with growing confidence over the ship's controls. But it wasn't just mental changes. One morning, as Mira was helping to repair the ship's outer hull, she realized she had been working for hours without rest, her muscles showing no signs of fatigue. Zephyr, she said slowly, Am I changing? There was a pause before the AI responded. Yes, Mira. Your interaction with the ship's systems is having an effect on your physiology. The architects designed their technology to adapt to and enhance compatible life forms. You are evolving, in a sense. Mira's heart raced. Is it dangerous? Should I stop? It is not dangerous, Zephyr assured her. But it is irreversible. You are becoming something more than human, Mira, a bridge between your people and the stars. The choice to continue is yours. Mira thought about her life in the scavenger camp, about the limited future that awaited her there. Then she thought about the vastness of space, the challenges and wonders Zephyr had shown her. Her decision was made in a heartbeat. I want to continue, she said firmly. Teach me everything, Zephyr. And so, the learning intensified. Mira absorbed knowledge at an astonishing rate, her mind expanding to encompass concepts that would have baffled Earth's greatest scientists. She learned about faster-than-light travel, about energy manipulation, about the intricate dance of galactic politics. But it wasn't all theoretical. As the ship's systems came back online, Zephyr began to teach Mira how to operate them. She learned to navigate the complex holographic interfaces, to interpret the vast streams of data that flowed through the ship's sensors. One day, as Mira successfully brought the ship's defensive systems online, Zephyr dropped a bombshell. Mira, he said, his tone uncharacteristically serious, there's something you need to know. The reason the architect sent ships like me to watch over developing worlds wasn't just benevolence. There are dangers out there, predatory species that see young civilizations as easy targets. By awakening this ship, we may have inadvertently sent out a beacon. Mira felt a chill run down her spine. Are you saying we're in danger? That I've put Earth in danger? Not immediately, Zephyr reassured her. But yes, eventually, someone will notice. We need to prepare. You need to prepare. How? Mira asked, her voice small but determined. We need to repair the ship fully, for one, Zephyr said. And you need to continue your training. But more than that, we need to start thinking about how to approach your people. Earth needs to be united and prepared if it's going to face the challenges ahead. Mira nodded slowly, her mind already racing with possibilities and problems. How could she, a 14-year-old scavenger, convince the leaders of the scattered human settlements to believe her, let alone work together? As if reading her thoughts, Zephyr spoke again. Remember, Mira, you're not alone in this. You have me, and more importantly, you have the indomitable spirit of humanity behind you. Your species has faced extinction before and survived. You've rebuilt from the ashes of the collapse. If any race can rise to this challenge, it's humanity. Mira took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. All right, Zephyr, let's do this. Where do we start? We start, Zephyr said, a hint of excitement in his artificial voice, by making history. Today, Mira, you're going to be the first human to pilot an alien starship. As the ship's engines hummed to life for the first time in centuries, Mira felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. Whatever came next, she knew her life, and the fate of humanity, would never be the same. The ancient starship rose silently from its earthen grave, cloaked from prying eyes, carrying with it the hopes and future of an entire species. Humanity's next great adventure was about to begin, with an unlikely teenager at the helm. Threat emerges. The first sign of trouble came on an otherwise unremarkable day. Mira was in the ship's control room, practicing complex navigation maneuvers under Zephyr's watchful eye, when a shrill alarm cut through the air. Zephyr, what's happening? Mira asked, her hands freezing over the holographic controls. The AI's voice was tense. Long-range sensors have detected an anomaly. Multiple objects, moving at faster than light speeds, on a direct course for your solar system. Mira's heart raced. Could it be a natural phenomenon? Negative, Zephyr replied. The movement patterns are too precise. These are ships, Mira. Large ones. A chill ran down Mira's spine. The predatory species you mentioned. It appears so. They call themselves the Vorkath. They're scavengers of a sort, not unlike you were, but they scavenge entire civilizations. Mira swallowed hard. How long do we have? At their current speed, approximately 3 months before they reach Earth's orbit. 3 months. The weight of that deadline settled on Mira's shoulders like a physical thing. What do we do? Zephyr's response was immediate. We warn your people. We prepare. And we fight. The next few days were a whirlwind of activity. Mira, with Zephyr's guidance, pushed the ship's systems to their limits, gathering every scrap of data they could on the approaching Vorkath fleet. The picture that emerged was grim. The alien armada was vast, comprising hundreds of ships, each bristling with weapons far beyond Earth's current capabilities. We can't fight them alone, Mira said, staring at the holographic display of the approaching fleet. We need help. We need to unite Earth. And so began the most challenging part of Mira's journey yet. She started with her own settlement, revealing the truth to the elders. Their reactions ranged from disbelief to outright hostility. Aliens? Spaceships? Child, have the wilds addled your mind? One elder scoffed. Mira stood her ground. I can prove it. Let me show you. The reveal of the alien ship sent shockwaves through the settlement. News spread quickly, and soon representatives from other colonies were arriving, demanding to see the proof for themselves. Mira found herself at the center of a political storm. Some saw the alien technology as a ticket to power, arguing that they should use it to dominate other settlements. Others wanted to destroy it, fearing it would bring doom upon them all. Through it all, Mira's voice remained steady. We don't have time for infighting, she argued. There's a threat coming that will destroy us all if we don't stand together. Slowly, painfully, a consensus began to form. The proof of alien life, combined with the looming threat, was enough to bring the scattered remnants of humanity together. A council was formed, with representatives from all major settlements. Mira, despite her youth, was given a central role, acting as the liaison between humanity and Zephyr. But unity brought its own challenges. How to disseminate the advanced technology without causing chaos. How to prepare defenses against a threat they barely understood. And perhaps most pressingly, how to convince a population still reeling from the collapse to trust in a future among the stars. Mira worked tirelessly, pushing herself to the limit. She divided her time between coordinating with Earth's leaders, continuing her training with Zephyr, and overseeing the integration of alien technology into Earth's fledgling defense systems. The changes in her became more pronounced. Her mind worked at speeds that astonished the scientists and engineers she worked with. Her body seemed to need less sleep, less food, as if drawing energy from some unseen source. Some began to look at her with awe, others with fear. You're not quite human anymore, are you? A young engineer asked her one day, his voice a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Mira met his gaze steadily. I'm as human as I need to be to save our species, she replied. As the deadline drew nearer, Earth buzzed with activity. Old missile silos were recommissioned and upgraded with alien tech. A rudimentary early warning system was established, using principles Mira had learned from Zephyr. Volunteers were trained to operate salvaged alien weaponry, their effectiveness limited but growing by the day. But would it be enough? The question hung over everything like a storm cloud. 2 weeks before the projected arrival of the Vorkath, Zephyr made an announcement that changed everything. Mira, the AI said, its voice uncharacteristically hesitant. There's something I need to tell you, something about the nature of my mission and about you. Mira, exhausted from another long day of preparations, looked up at the holographic interface. What is it, Zephyr? The architects didn't just send me to watch and help. They sent me to find someone. Someone with the potential to become like them. A successor of sorts. Zephyr paused. I believe that someone is you, Mira. Mira's mind reeled. What are you saying? I'm saying that the changes you've been experiencing, they're not just enhancements. You're becoming something more, something that could rival the architects themselves. And I believe that transformation holds the key to saving your world." As Mira struggled to process this revelation, alarms blared throughout the ship. Zephyr's voice turned urgent. "The Vorkath fleet has increased speed. They'll be here in less than 48 hours. Mira's eyes widened in shock. All their preparations, all their plans, suddenly felt woefully inadequate. As the weight of two revelations settled on her, Mira realized that the true test was only just beginning. Humanity's fate now rested on the shoulders of a girl caught between two worlds, racing against time to unlock a power she barely understood. The battle for Earth was about to begin. Battle for Earth. The skies above Earth churned with ominous energy as the Vorkath fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel. Their ships, vast and menacing, blotted out the stars as they moved into position around the planet. On the ground, sirens wailed, and people huddled in hastily constructed shelters, their eyes turned fearfully skyward. In the control room of the architect's ship, now nestled in a hidden base beneath the Rocky Mountains, Mira stood before a sea of holographic displays. Her eyes, glowing faintly with an inner light, darted from screen to screen, processing information at inhuman speeds. "They're deploying fighters," she announced, her voice calm despite the chaos unfolding around her. "Zephyr, activate the planetary shield." "Shield activated," the AI responded. "But Mira, it won't hold for long against their main weapons." Mira nodded grimly. "It doesn't need to. It just needs to buy us time." She turned to the assembled leaders of Earth's unified defense force. "Launch the counter-offensive, just like we practiced." Around the globe, hidden silos opened, and missiles streaked into the sky. But these weren't ordinary missiles. Each one carried a payload of nanites, programmed with the most advanced viral code Earth and Zephyr could devise. The Vorkath, overconfident in their superior technology, didn't even try to intercept the primitive-looking weapons. It was a mistake they would soon regret. As the missiles detonated against their shields, the nanites went to work. Within minutes, Vorkath ships began to falter, their systems compromised by the invasive code. "It's working," someone shouted, and a cheer went up from the control room. But Mira's face remained tense. "Don't celebrate yet. That was the easy part." As if on cue, the largest Vorkath ship, a behemoth that dwarfed all the others, began to power up its main cannon. "Zephyr, analysis," Mira demanded. The AI's voice was grim. "It's a gravity weapon. If it fires, it will tear the planet apart." Time seemed to slow for Mira. In that moment, she knew what she had to do, what she had been preparing for all along, even if she hadn't known it. "Zephyr," she said quietly, "initiate Protocol Omega." The AI's response was immediate. "Mira, no. The chances of survival are irrelevant." Mira cut him off. "It's the only way." She turned to the stunned leaders. "Continue the fight. No matter what happens, don't give up." Before anyone could stop her, Mira sprinted from the room. She made her way to a special chamber deep within the ship, one that Zephyr had shown her, but warned her never to use except in the direst circumstances. As she stepped into the chamber, organic-looking tendrils emerged from the walls, wrapping around her body. She felt a moment of fear, then calm acceptance as the chamber began to hum with power. Outside, the battle raged on. Earth's forces, using their limited but effectively deployed alien tech, managed to destroy several Vorkath ships. But it wasn't enough. The main cannon of the Vorkath flagship was almost fully charged. Just as all seemed lost, a brilliant light erupted from the hidden base. A figure, glowing with unimaginable energy, streaked into the sky. It was Mira, but not as anyone had ever seen her. Her body crackled with power, her eyes blazing like twin stars. She streaked towards the Vorkath flagship, moving faster than any human eye could follow. The aliens, caught off guard by this new threat, tried to blast her out of the sky. But their weapons seemed to pass right through her, as if she wasn't fully part of this reality anymore. Mira reached the massive ship and didn't slow down. She plunged straight into its hull, passing through solid metal as if it were mist. Inside, she became a whirlwind of energy, her newly awakened powers tearing through the ship's systems. On Earth, everyone watched in awe as the enormous Vorkath flagship began to break apart from the inside. Explosions rippled across its surface, and its fearsome cannon sputtered and died. But Mira wasn't done. As the flagship crumbled, she emerged once more, her light even brighter than before. She turned her attention to the rest of the Vorkath fleet. What happened next would be debated and analyzed for years to come. Some swore they saw Mira grow to impossible size, becoming a being of pure energy that engulfed the entire Vorkath armada. Others claimed she multiplied, becoming a swarm of light that overwhelmed the alien ships. Whatever the case, the result was undeniable. In a matter of minutes, the seemingly invincible Vorkath fleet was reduced to scattered debris, floating harmlessly in Earth's orbit. As quickly as it had begun, the battle was over. Earth had won. But the victory came at a cost. As the cheers of triumph rose from every corner of the planet, a small group gathered anxiously at the hidden base. Mira's body lay motionless in the organic chamber, showing no signs of life. Zephyr's voice, usually so calm and assured, trembled slightly. Her vital signs are unclear. The transformation she underwent, it's beyond anything in my databanks. I don't know if she'll. He was cut off as Mira's eyes snapped open. But they weren't the eyes everyone remembered. They swirled with cosmic energy, as if containing entire galaxies within them. When she spoke, her voice echoed with power that sent shivers down everyone's spines. I understand now. I see everything. She sat up, her movements fluid and otherworldly. The architects, the Vorkath, the endless cycle of creation and destruction. It's all part of a larger pattern. And now we have a choice to make. As Earth celebrated its unlikely victory, Mira, no longer quite human, but still Earth's champion, prepared to lead her people into a new age. An age where humanity would take its place among the stars, not as conquerors or victims, but as guardians of a cosmic balance they were only beginning to understand. The battle for Earth was over, but humanity's greatest journey was just beginning. Triumph and new horizons. The days following the battle were a whirlwind of celebration, confusion, and rapid change. As news of the victory spread, people emerged from their shelters, their eyes turned to the skies, not in fear, but in wonder. The debris of the Vorkath fleet glittered in the night sky, a constant reminder of humanity's triumph and their new place in the cosmos. But amidst the jubilation, questions abounded. What exactly had happened during the battle? What had Mira become? And perhaps most pressingly, what came next for humanity? In the hidden base beneath the Rocky Mountains, now dubbed Starfall Command by the media, a council gathered. World leaders, scientists, and military commanders sat in awed silence as Mira addressed them. She stood at the head of the table, her form seeming to shimmer slightly, as if not entirely present in this reality. The threat of the Vorkath has been neutralized, she began, her voice resonating with newfound power. But they are merely one of many challenges that await us among the stars. We stand at a crossroads, not just as a nation or a planet, but as a species. She waved her hand, and a holographic representation of the galaxy appeared above the table, far more detailed than anything Earth's scientists had ever seen. We are here, she said, indicating a small, spiraling arm of the galaxy, a tiny speck in a vast cosmic ocean. But we have proven ourselves worthy of more. The architects chose Earth for a reason, and now we must live up to that potential. One of the world leaders leaned forward, his brow furrowed. What exactly are you proposing, Mira? And what exactly have you become? Mira smiled, a gesture both warm and somehow alien. I am still Mira, but I am also something more. The architects designed their technology to create a bridge, a being who could understand both the cosmic and the human. I am that bridge. She turned her gaze to each person in the room. As for what I'm proposing that we take our place among the stars, not as conquerors, not as victims, but as guardians and peacekeepers. The room erupted in a flurry of questions and exclamations. Mira waited patiently for the commotion to die down before continuing. The technology left behind by the architects, combined with what we've salvaged from the Vorkath, gives us the means to do this. But the choice must be unanimous. This isn't a decision I or any single government can make. This is a choice for all of humanity. What followed was the most extraordinary period of global cooperation in human history. Over the next few months, as Earth repurposed the alien technology to begin repairing the damage from both the collapse and the recent battle, a planet-wide referendum was held. The question was simple: should humanity reach for the stars? The result was a resounding yes. With the decision made, preparation began in earnest. The architect's ship, with Zephyr's guidance and Mira's newfound powers, became the template for Earth's first fleet of starships. The technology that had seemed like magic mere months ago was rapidly becoming understood, integrated, and improved upon by human scientists and engineers. But it wasn't just about military might or technological advancement. Mira, with her expanded consciousness, helped humanity understand the deeper implications of their new role. We carry with us the best and worst of humanity, she told a graduating class of Earth's first xenodiplomatic course. Our curiosity, our adaptability, our capacity for both great compassion and great destruction. It is this duality that makes us unique, and it is this duality that the galaxy needs. As the day of humanity's first official venture beyond their solar system approached, Mira found herself standing on a hilltop, gazing at the stars. Zephyr's holographic form shimmered into existence beside her. "Are you ready?" the AI asked, its voice carrying a note of what could almost be described as pride. Mira nodded, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "As ready as we'll ever be. There's so much out there, Zephyr, so much to learn, to explore, to protect. And to teach," Zephyr added. "Don't underestimate what humanity has to offer the galaxy, Mira. Your species' greatest strength has always been its ability to face the unknown with courage and creativity." Mira smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility and the thrill of adventure in equal measure. "Well then, let's not keep the universe waiting." The next day, as the sun rose over a united Earth, humanity's first interstellar fleet prepared for launch. The ships, sleek and powerful, represented the culmination of human ingenuity and alien wisdom. At their head flew Mira, in the original architect's vessel, a beacon of hope and a bridge between worlds. As the fleet rose into the sky, watched by billions on screens across the planet, a new chapter in human history began. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with the promise of new horizons, new challenges, and new triumphs. Humanity had faced extinction and emerged stronger. They had confronted an alien threat and not only survived but thrived. Now, they carried with them the indomitable spirit that had seen them through countless trials, ready to make their mark on the cosmos. As the ships engaged their faster-than-light drives, preparing to leave their solar system for the first time, Mira sent one last message back to Earth. To all of humanity, this is not an end, but a beginning. We carry with us the hopes and dreams of our entire species. We go forth not in fear, but in friendship, not in war, but in peace. The galaxy awaits, and we, the children of Earth, are finally ready to answer its call. With a flash of light, the fleet disappeared into the depths of space. Humanity's greatest adventure had begun, and the universe would never be the same.